Hare ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Hare Krishna. So here, this type of living entities who appear, this is because of uh, the desire to enjoy. It becomes very strong for a living entity, and because of which they they become perverted. That is the main reason. The perversion is because of a strong desire to enjoy, which makes them go in that direction. So we will discuss, we, we will reach it by tomorrow. So, what is the reason why a living entity becomes perverted? For that, we'll just discuss about this Tamishran, the Tamishran, Moha, Maha. First of all, Brahma created from his shadow the covering of ignorance of conditioned souls. They are five in number and called Tamishra, Tamishra, Tamsa, Moha, and Mahamoha. Actually, it's a question of not right or wrong. It's a question of how we look at it. Like, say, people say that homosexuality and all, it's right or wrong. Of course, from absolute point of view, it is wrong because people say it's relative. We also should know what is absolute also. Relatively, it is maybe right or wrong. From absolute point of view, it is wrong. It's a much more greater degree of ignorance than in a normal way. Normally, people are ignorant, but this is higher degree of ignorance. We also don't approve, and many people don't approve. They say it's unnatural. If it is unnatural, but it is created by Lord only, na? How did a living entity get that? Because unless it is created, the opportunity is there. There is some sort of pleasure that is available in that activity. That's why people are doing it. And who created pleasure in it? Then Lord only, right? Then means He created it. Otherwise, how will I get pleasure? Say if I am taking a mango, I like eat mango because Lord kept some pleasure in mango. That's why I like, and then I get attracted. I eat it. And Lord also created this pleasure for living entities. That's why there is pleasure in that, and He created it. Some, even though it is not real pleasure, but there is some sort of illusory pleasure, whatever is there, it's there. So why did Lord create in it in the first place? That should be the question. So here, Brahma is creating it. He is not. There is homosexuality. Lord created that pleasure. So how it is created here, Brahma is telling. He created it. Of course, he is empowered by Lord. So there he created ignorance of the conditions. They are five in number and called Tamasa, Andata, Mishra, Tamaha, Moha, and Maha. We'll try to understand why it is done like this. The conditioned souls are living entities who come to the material world to enjoy sense gratification, are covered in the beginning by five different conditionings. The first condition is a covering of tamas, tamashra, rank. Constitutionally, each and every living entity has minute independence. It is misuse of that minute independence for the conditioned source to think that he can also enjoy like the Supreme Lord, or to think, why shall I not be free enjoyer like the Supreme Lord? This forgetfulness of constitutional position is due to anger or envy. The first comes is this envy. The living entity being eternally a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord can never be constitution be never by constitution be an equal enjoyer of the Lord. When he forgets this, however, and tries to be one with him, his conditions is called tamishra. Even in the field of spiritual relation, this tamishra mentality of living entity is hard to overcome. In trying to get out of the entanglement of material life, there are many who want to be one with the Supreme. Even in their transcendental activities, this low grade mentality is tamishra continues. This is the first thing. What is tamishra is the envy that is existing. That's what Prabhupada is trying to make us understand. First is envy. And another tamishra involves considering death to be ultimate end. And that's why they want to overcome this death. But they're not understanding that we have to go for the next body and next body and next body. Then our perspective changes. If this is the only life, then what they do, they want to enjoy as best as possible, not knowing that okay, I have to pay for what I am doing now. This is okay, one lifetime. So forget about it. We will do everything now as much as possible. Enjoy. Before dying, I just have to enjoy. But it may cause pain to others. It is causing uh, you are killing some animals and all. No matter. One life, no. That is, it is generally think that the body is self and that everything is thereafter ended with the end of body. So this is a very dangerous principle because this will put people justify whatever they are doing. Yeah, it's fair for me because I just have to enjoy, have one lifetime. Thus, they want to enjoy material life as far as possible during the existence of the body. Their theory is as long as you live, you should live prosperously. Never mind whether you commit all kinds of so called sins. You must eat sumptuously, beg, borrow, steal, and if you think that by stealing and borrowing you are being entangled in sinful activities for which you will have to pay, then just forget that misconception because after death everything is finished. No one is responsible for anything he does during his life. So this is what a atheist or a person who feels that this is because of Andhata Mishra. This atheistic conception of life is killing human civilization, Prabhupada, but it is without knowledge of continuation of eternal life. People in India, at least, they speak that, okay, I am suffering because of karma, but they are not understanding that why are you increasing karma? They don't start questioning it. They say, oh, so much suffering. Okay, then stop eating non-veg. That, no, that they will not do. Stop drinking alcohol. That they will not do. You are creating more karma. You speak karma, you create more karma. In the West, they don't even speak, but they do it. But in India, they speak, but they do it. They don't understand because this Andhata Mishra is very strong. They think, yeah, let me enjoy one life. Let me enjoy, let me enjoy. This is how people, they are not able to see the stray and a long term benefit. How important it is that I should. At least some people, little pious people, they say, okay, let me do some charity, let me go to temple, do some puja. But otherwise, they are completely caught up in this Andhata Mishra. This Andhata Mishra ignorance is due to tamas. The condition of not knowing anything about the spirit soul is called tamas. This metal world is also generally called tamas because 99% of living entities are ignorant of their identity as soul. 99.9%. Almost everyone is thinking that he is this body. He has no information of spirit soul. Guided by this misconception, one always thinks this is my body and anything in relation with this body is mine. For such misguided living entities, sex life is the background of mental existence. Actually, the conditioned soul is in ignorance in this world, are simply guided by sex life. And as soon as they get the opportunity for sex life, they become attached to the so-called home, motherland, children, wealth, opulence. So this motherland conception, Bharat Mata ki Jai, that is also arising because of sex life only, according to Prabhupada. Actually, Prabhupada, right? Actually, the conditioned soul is ignorant of this material world and simply guided by sex life. As soon as they get opportunity for sex life, they become attached to so-called home, no, Mera Bharat Mahan. Motherland, children, wealth, and opulence. This is all because of extended sex life only, according to Proper. We are not belonging to any country. We belong to spiritual world. When Prabhupada wanted to fight for motherland, Paksitan said, so it's bogus. You don't do all these things. You just preach Krishna consciousness. He says, my motherland is in trouble. Paksitan says, everybody in this material world is in trouble because they don't have Krishna consciousness. Even if they have freedom, no freedom, some superficial freedom, it is all caught up only. They are already in the clutches of Maya. Real freedom is getting out of Maya is real freedom. Not getting from Britishers or these people, that people. Array, senses and mind are holding us. We are already captured. What we are talking. Like in the prison house, if somebody is telling, okay, we will fight for good food, we'll fight for good bathroom facility. Array, first fight to get out of this prison house. You are trying to settle in the prison house with good toilets, good bathrooms, good food. That is, that's what actually people are doing now. They are doing so many protests, so many, what do you say, demonstrations. And now in social media, they have so many things. They say, this is good, this is bad, this, that. All these things is bogus. It's all proposing. It's because of sex life only. As these attachments increase, moha or the illusion of the bodily concept of life also increases. Somebody may be upset with me, but yeah, real independence is dependence on Krishna. Real independence, what Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was trying to tell Prabhupada, is control of mind and senses. As long as person's mind and senses are not controlled, no matter how much external independence it looks like, he still is a slave only. Slave of mind and senses. And again, we are in this material world, just continuing the business. This is uh, this is the problem. We don't belong to any country. We are spirit soul. we, no need of bothering about all these things so seriously. You just have to bother about how serious I am chanting. That's all. The idea that I am this body and everything belongs to this body is mine also increases and whole world is put into moha. Sectarian societies, families and nationalities are created. See, Prabhupada is telling. This is all moha only. Bharat Mata ki Jai is moha. And they fight with one another. Mahamoha means to be mad after material enjoyment. Moha is that I consider myself body. Mahamoha means with this help of body I want to enjoy. That is Mahamoha. Especially in this age of Kali, everyone is overwhelmed by madness of accumulated paraphernalia for material enjoyment. These definitions are very nicely given in Vishnu Puran, where it is said, तमो विवेको महो स्यात् अंतःकरणा विभ्रमः मोहामोहस्तु विज्ञेयो ज्ञाम्यो भोगसुखैषणा मरणांस्यद् अन्धतामिश्रं तामसं क्रोध उच्यते अविद्या पंचपर वैशा प्रादुर्भूता महात्मनः. So this is what is explained in Vishnu Puran, how all these things are holding a living entity in this material world. And out of disgust, Brahma threw off the body of ignorance and taking this opportunity, Yakshas and Rakshas sprung for possessing of the body which continued to exist in the form of night. Night is the source of hunger and thirst. These all things they get the strength and they get that ability to do things. So who has this Rakshasa mentality, Iksha mentality, they get pleasure in the night time more. Daytime they are bored. Nighttime comes, they are very active. He says, yes, this is our time. Let us enjoy. So that's how it works there for people who are in who have this mentality. If we are getting pleasure in the night time, night activities, like it is said, na, hunger and thirst. So some hotels, now I don't know, when I was in Pune, they open only at night 10 and then go till 2 o'clock. The starting time only 10. They don't open before 10. So then they are enjoying. So what is this people? Their enjoyment starts in the night means they are having the mentality of Yakshas and Rakshasas. Yakshas and Rakshasas personality is also there. But apart from that, the mentality is also there for living entities. So they feel pleasure. And they say this point also in Ramayana. They say Hanuman went in the night into Lanka. They say maybe he's afraid he want to hide. Others say no, 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 no. They're all Rakshasas. They're active in the night. So Hanuman thought, let me go in the night and see what they are doing. So in the daytime they are sleeping. So what is the point? I don't want to go. He's not afraid. He want to really see what they are doing. That's why he went in the night. So anyway, whether he went or not, but the point is that they get pleasure in the night more. All the parties are in the night. So they don't keep in daytime. If people keep music and party in the daytime, people don't enjoy. It's boring. Even if it is in daytime also, they should be in a closed place with lights and music and all. It should be all these pubs and all, they open in the night only, dance in clubs and all. This is all they get really pleasure. So Brahma was disgusted. He said, "Shit, what did I create?" And he just threw it out. And they said, yes, fine with us. We want this only. We want this night where we can enjoy. Like, and overpowered by hunger and thirst, they ran to devour Brahma from all sides and cried, spare him not, eat him up. The representatives of the Yakshas and Rakshas still exist in some countries of the world. It is understood that such uncivilized men can take pleasure in killing their own grandfather and holding a love feast by roasting the bodies. So, Prabhupada could also get some little news in this area. And then Brahma, the head of the demigods, full of anxiety, asked them, do not eat me, but protect me. You are born from me and have become my sons. Therefore, you are Rakshasas and Yakshas. Prabhupada says the demons were born from the body of Brahma are called Yakshas and Rakshas because some of them cried that Brahma should be eaten, others cried that he should not be protected. The ones who said that he should be eaten are called Yakshas. The ones who said that he should not be protected are called Rakshasas, man eaters. The two Yakshas and Rakshasas are original creation of Brahma and are represented and even until today in the uncivilized men who are scattered all over the universe. They are born of the mode of ignorance and therefore, because of their behavior, they are called Rakshasas or man eaters. This mentality, cannibals are there, but Rakshasas are also there. They are eating the fetus. Fetus is killed, take from the womb of mother, kill it, and eat it. They are all Rakshasas. Yakshas are who are who said who are Yaksha and Rakshasa. So this may be because of the Sanskrit term, because of their behavior, they got these names of Yakshas and Rakshasas. Basically, it's a mentality. What type of mentality they have? Yakshas mentality is they eat. Yakshas also eat humans, but Yakshas also not all the time, but sometimes. But Yakshas they control the cities. They're subtle beings. They enjoy in a different way. He then created the chief demigods who are shining with uh, who are who are shining who are shining in class లో ఉన్న మళ్ళీ ఫోన్ చేస్తా పంపిస్తా who are shining with glory of goodness. He dropped before some calls you have to take in between only. Otherwise, they will call 10 times. So, they don't understand. So, I'm sorry for this. They live in Bhuvarloka. Yeah, Yakshas live in Bhuvarloka planetary systems. Even Rakshasas also Bhuvarloka planet. Just if you go 100 yojanas above the earth, you get Rakshasa lokas. Rakshasa are above only, not below. They live above. Just 100 yojanas. 100 yojanas means 800 miles. Don't worry, our flights, they can go only 4 miles, not 800. And rockets and all, they go just, the satellites and all, they just go for 100, 150. They have higher abilities, higher subtle energy, subtle way of enjoying. That's why they are above. They are not grossly enjoying, they are enjoying in a subtle way. And need not be more subtle you enjoy, more you are up. So Rakshasas are up 100 yojanas above. They must be having much more subtler powers like Ravana and all. They're all Rakshasas. They have much more abilities. We cannot see them also. They are much more subtler, much more powerful. They don't care for earth now because there is no prosperity here. Once Satyuga comes at Treta Yuga, when there is so much prosperity, they again come to earth. Now they may come, but they are just not interested. Like it is going to a slum area. What is there in slum area to steal? They're already poor people. They don't have proper food to eat, no proper drainage facilities, no proper drinking water. They're already poor. They're just living. So people don't care. So Earth is like that for the heavenly planet and Akshas and all. No, there's nothing now. Then there is again prosperity. They will come to. They may. So they are having subtle powers. Ravana having Lanka made of gold only. She is enjoying in a much more better way. So their demigods are born from the creation of night. Sorry, demons were born from the creation of night, and demigods were born from the creation of day. In other words, demons like Yakshas and Rakshas are born of the quality of ignorance, and demigods are born of the quality of goodness. Lord Brahma then gave birth to demons from his buttocks, and they were very fond of sex. Because they were too lustful, they approached him for a pleasure. Sex life is a background of mental existence. Here also, it is represented that, repeated that the demons were very fond of sex. The more one is free from desire for sex, the more he is promoted to the level of the demigods. The more one is inclined to sex enjoyment, the more he is degraded to the level of demonic life. So this is the present situation. People are. It does not happen like the situation, the position of the living entities is not. It is based on their consciousness. Even the Rakshasas, their mentality is wrong, but they are more subtler. They enter into people's body, enjoy the body. That is also very much possible for all this subtle way. They in that way they are powerful. They can enter. But and then there are demons who stay in the lower planetary systems. They are also grossly very powerful. This is subtle power, that is gross power. Like all this technology which we have, this is all very gross. Laptop, mobiles, all this technology and all these things, they come from the lower planetary systems. Now we have 5G and little bit 6G also started. But in lower planetary systems, it is way ahead. Maybe 50G or 60G. They are 60 generations ahead. In terms of that's how they create. They grossly enjoy. And that's why they are in the lower planetary systems. They have a different style. They're also they are called Bilva Sorgas, the lower heavenly planets. Their enjoyment is a quite quite good in that way. And here the worshipful Brahma first laughed at their stupidity, but finding the shamelessness arises close upon him. He grew indignant and ran in great haste out of fear. So, sexually inclined demons have no respect even for their fathers. And the best policy for a saintly father like Brahma is to leave such demoniac sons. So, this is from the beginning of creation only these problems are there. And Brahma didn't have small problems. Brahma also have sufficient big problems. The, he has to create, and problem is every day he creates. Like for us, we don't. When we wake up, it's not that we have to create our house again. Night you slept, all the house is destroyed, and again start creating the house. Again you start arranging the things in the house. We don't have such problems. We wake up, will just continue what we are doing. For Brahma, it's not like that. He sleeps and wakes up. Whole creation is finished. Again, he has to create. And not only some very good demigods and nice human beings. He has to create everybody. That means he has to create these demons also. And every time they come, they are going to do mischief. Yakshas and Rakshas, they try to kill Brahma. And some demons, they are trying to enjoy with Brahma. All these things that happen for Brahma. It's not actually something very easy. Everything in the material world is dukkha shashvatam is applicable even for Brahma also. That's why Abrahma Bhunar Loka. It is Brahma Loka is also counted. The problems are much subtler, but still the problem is there. He has to deal with it. And he has to deal with Yakshas, Rakshas. Now another type of category of people are coming. And this is the situation of this world. Anybody who is born here, they have to pay the price. And more you are higher, the tougher, the greater is the problem. Small people, small problem. Big people, big problem. This is very much proportionate. They get more bigger challenges. That means more you are resisting, more you are, the energy also comes like that. And then devotees, they surrender and say, okay, I cannot do anything. Mama Maya Duratya. Krishna's link, not very easy to overcome. It's very tough. Maya is going to challenge. Like we hear this story of Narayanastra released by Ashwatthama. He releases in the Kurukshetra battle. He wanted to destroy all Pandavas at a time because they deceitfully killed his father Dronacharya. Then Krishna knows the power of this weapon. He says, okay, everybody keep your weapons down and lie down on the ground. And because the power was so heavy, they are trying to resist, but nothing is happening. Krishna, no, 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 just lie down. What happened? Everybody just keep their weapon and lie down. They surrendered. But Bhima said, no, how can I surrender? I'm a Kshatriya. He was trying to resist. Whole energy of Narayanastra was coming on Bhima. So Krishna ran and jumped on Bhima and made him forcefully lie down. Now, this is actually very nice to understand that more we try to enjoy this material world, more tough it becomes. The resistance comes very heavy. But we say, okay, Krishna, Mahatma Namstu Mam Bhakta, Daivim Prakriti Ashraya. We take Ashraya of the spiritual energy of Lord. Instead of fighting with Mama Maya Duratya, my Maya is very heavy. The Lord created, but more we try to become bigger and bigger, more the tough the fight will be. Like all these dictators who are trying to rule over countries. It's actually not easy for them. They're really struggling. They cannot be peaceful and now sitting and hearing Bhagavatam like all of us and chanting the holy name and taking prasadam. It's not a peaceful life for them. It's really tough because they are fighting. They are trying to be Krishna in this world. And why Maya will allow? Say, okay, fine. I'll also see how much you are Krishna. At the end, they have to just fall down on the ground, surrender to death. This is actually when Stalin he died. It said he killed almost quite few like 30, 40 lakh people or more died because of him, directly, indirectly. He's very tired, very, very atrocious, big tyrant. Now when he died, 25 lakh people went to see him. I say, such a demonic person. Why so many people went to see him? They went to see to make sure that he is really dead. They are really afraid of him and they decide that he dies. And then when they heard the news, they just want to confirm because that time there was no social media to see the photos and all. So let us personally go and say that this fellow really died. He gave so much torture. Now the point, what I am trying to tell is we cannot resist. Maya is going to Brahma try to create is trying to do something here. Maya says, okay, I will also show you. No, said no. Brahma is a devotee, so he knows. You just have to surrender. That's actually what he does. He approached the personality of Godhead who bestows all boons and who dispels the ignorance of his devotees and of those who take shelter of his lotus feet. He manifests his innumerable transcendental forms for the satisfaction of his devotees. This is actually what Brahma did. Surrender. I cannot fight this Maya. Maya Duratya is applicable for even Brahma also. Here the word Bhaktana Anurupatam Darshanam means that the personality of God it manifests his multi forms according to the desire of devotees. For example, Hanumanji, Vrajangji wanted to see the form of Lord as the personality of Godhead Ramchandra, whereas other Vaishnavas want to see the form of Radha Krishna, and still others want to see the Lord in the form of Lakshmi Narayana. The Mayavada philosophy thinks that although all these forms are assumed by the Lord, just as the devotees desire to see him, actually he is impersonal. For Brahma Samhita, however, we can understand that this is not so, for the Lord has multi forms. It is said in the Brahma Samhita, Advaitam Achyutam. The Lord does not appear before the devotees because of devotees' imagination. Samhita further explains that the Lord has innumerable forms. Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamena Tishnan. He exists in millions and millions of forms. There are 84 lakh species of living entities, but the incarnations of Supreme Lord are innumerable. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that as the waves in the sea cannot be counted, but appears and disappears constantly. The incarnations and forms of Lord are innumerable. A devotee is attached to a particular form and it is that from which he worships. We have just described the five appearances of the first appearance of the boar within the universe. These are innumerable universe. Somewhere or other, the boar form is now existing. So these are eternal forms. All the forms of Lord are eternal. It is devotee's inclination to worship a particular form, and he engages in devotional service to that form. Like some worship Lakshmi Narayana, some worship this. But similarly, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas loves the form of Radha and Krishna. It's a propostly. And the word Bhaktya Anurupa Darshanam means that the Lord is always pleased to favor the devotees in that particular form in which the devotee want to worship and render service unto him. In this verse, it is stated that Brahma approached Hari, the personality of Godhead. He approached whom? Kshirodaksha Vishnu. So whenever there is trouble, he goes to Kshirodaksha Vishnu. So he surrenders. That's the point. So the devotee, we cannot resist. We cannot fight Maya. We just have to surrender to Krishna. Krishna will take care of Maya. If we fight, they are going to. There is so much struggle. Why, like people, they are struggling. Like I was talking to my classmates. We met after a long time. So I asked them, okay, you struggle now. Can you guarantee that you will not struggle in the future? They will have to struggle in the future also. Why? Only one reason. We want to become Krishna. That's why I have to struggle. If we give up that mentality, then there is no problem. But it is not so easy like that. We'll discuss this more tomorrow. Thank you all very much. Any questions, comments?